I had two cousins that was in the Navy in California before the war, and they were in the same convoy. One of them was on the Marblehead, and I don't know what the other was on. But the convoy was attacked, and this one boy's ship was sank. And the Marblehead, they just shot the heck out of it. They jammed the rudder, and they run around circles. Well, Japanese run out of ammunition, they left it. And that Marblehead limped from port to port, steering with their engines, till they finally got home. And that boy, he was in the engine room and sealed in, and it was damaged, and boiling water was up there, and he said the guys that couldn't get up high on the ladder, their legs would boil off. And he went crazy, cycle. They discharged him. But his brother was taken prisoner of war, and the family never knew it. For a long time, Lloyd's War, at the end of the war, they got a little card from the Red Cross that he was a prisoner of war. But all them years, they never knew what happened to him. And he finally got home after the war. He got home.
Now Wayne was in the Army, and he was
He was in, I think it's kind of civil, not civil service ships. He was in gun crew, protecting them ships. Mm-hmm. I don't know what else he done. Darlene said he was in hand-to-hand combat in New Guinea.
He was there for a while. The first, when the floor, it was, what do you say?
Started.
When they came out one day, just about after they had knowledge that they were there, and just within the week they put on that he was in New Guinea. They had a picture of him and his buddy from our hometown, and they met in that there, and they were having a party.
Darlene said he had talked about the worst part was killing with a wire, but he
learning to use the wire.
They must have been in combat over there first, but anyhow, then he was on a gun crew on these convoy ships.
And then he met a girl from over there, and he
married an Australian girl, which is a mistake. Because she had a lot of boyfriends after he was married.
Was he at Guadalcanal as well?
I don't know.
I'm not real sure, but he was over there in that area for about a year or so. It was a funny thing when Wayne got over there to New Guinea. He was ashore for about a couple of months, and then they put him to sea. And he really liked that.
Did he ever run into Dale while they were out there? Do you know?
No, he said in one letter, he said, I can sure know how Dale felt, you know, because he loved it out there.
And Dad, your brothers, did they all serve in Europe?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. They got together in Paris, and they were in the Battle of the Bulge. But I don't know exactly where else they were.
I seem to recall Delmer was driving trucks.
Delmer was, he was
Red Ball
ammunition and stuff.
Is that where he got his interest in truck driving? Or?
Oh no, he's like us. He'd done everything else before. He drove truck, but he's a mechanic too. They had him in the motor pool, overhaul trucks, overhaul things, and drive when you needed. Warren was in combat, right on the front lines. He's radio operator. He rode around with the commanding officer in the jeeps as a radio operator, message sender. And I read the citation. He got the Silver Star, and they were pinned down. Said they were pinned down for 3 days during the Battle of Bulge in that area. And he went up in this building and tried to reach out, and I guess they blowed him off. A shell hit the building, but he went back up and was able to reach out finally and get help to come in. get him out of the ditch, out of the hole. And he got Silver Star for that. And he told some hairy tales. You probably heard all that.
When the wars ended, Dale, my brother, and another young boy took a job from a man that had cows out in
this after they come out of the army, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were after the war was over, and they got a job out there, and
the guy had him plowing the wheat stubble, and he had just bought this tractor, second-hand tractor.
And they decided they painted it.
No, wait a minute. She told me this story before. She's had this stroke and her mind not quite as good as it used to be. But the stubble gets so thick in places in the swampy areas that they ball up plows. So they decided they'd burn it off. They got the tractor stuck trying to pull that plow, and they decided to burn it. They did. They got the tractor on fire, burnt tires off of it, burnt paint off.
Oh, wow.
Well, they didn't know what to do, so they went to town and got tires, second-hand tires. And then they painted the tractor. But they didn't know what color, couldn't remember what color it was, so they painted it red.
They figured that's a favorite, we'll do it red.
What did the farmer say when they came?
He out the next day and he said, I would swear
they just store that tractor
green. He said, I'd swear they were green.
Oh boy, kids do a lot of funny things.
Well, you were both too young for World War II.
Oh yeah.
But you were in Korea.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Did you ever think about service, Mom?
No.
With grandma's there?
But I tried to see, I went in as nursing and that sort of thing. It was a good thing to be in.
Mm-hmm. What was it like being on the Antietam?
I thought it was fun. It was an interesting piece of ship. I was a storekeeper and I didn't have to stand watches. I worked my tail off every Thursday when we refueled. Of course I had big working parties all disappear. But I thought it was interesting ship, and I had to run to the whole ship. I could look it all over. At that time, my job was handling everything that come on, seeing it got distributed and signed for, except fuel, food, ammunition. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Thank goodness. But I'd have to meet the barges and shit when we was on port, the trucks and everything else, and get that material stored where it's supposed to be and get it to the right department where it's supposed to go to. But awful lot of work on certain days, but the rest of the time I didn't do nothing. I had other jobs when I first went on there. When I first went aboard there, I had 18 to 20 storerooms I was responsible for. And then I had an issuing room where people would come to me with their requisitions that I'd issue and stuff. So I got a lot of privileges. Because if you want something, you be nice to me and I'll be nice to you. I went to head the chow line all the time. Sometimes it was necessary, but the majority of the time it wasn't. But me and a boatmate had an understanding, so I went to head chow line.
What led you to the Navy?
I thought it would be fun to be on a ship. I'd never been on the ocean or on a ship. And another thing, I never wanted anybody to chase me around with a bayonet or a knife. I never liked a knife. She's had this stroke and her mind not quite as good as it used to be. It's been a big change in our life. That's the reason she stutters sometimes. We had a great life, and I think after we got married we had a great life. I did anyway. Had some good kids. She raised her kids real well. All of them Christian. None of them drink, none of them smoke. I don't think they even chase girls, the boys.
Never.
Yeah. But we had a good life.